event for the ABC team will be that man, Richard Hatch, who led off for ABC in the swimming. Joe Bottoms, the great anchor man in the swimming for the NBC group, will now be leading off. And they finally got Dave Letterman out of the water, Frank. He'll be leading off for the CBS team. 4 participants to each team. 1 must be a woman. You've got to go from the beginning point up to and around that buoy and back. That's where the exchange occurs. As little Joyce DeWitt cheers her team on, and Charlene Tilton cheers her team on. Now we're about ready for the start, and once again, the Giffer.
Howard, you described that all so easily. We know from experience how truly difficult it is. All right, we're underway. Nearest to you is Richard Hatcher of ABC. Joe Bottoms of NBC in the middle lane, and David Letterman with a lot of experience in this pool already for CBS in the far lane. And we'll head for that first challenge as Joe Bottoms has a slight edge over Richard Hatch. The buoy, here it is.
There it is, and right away, Bottoms has a little trouble. Hatch comes in around nicely, cleanly, Frank. And so he makes up the earlier lead that Bottoms had established. In fact, he's a little bit ahead, as you can see. But Bottoms has the better stroke. You want quick, short, chopping strokes, evenly delivered. And now the second key coming up, Frank, for the first series of exchanges. Letterman bringing up the rear. He's used to that. There's Hatch exchanging.
He'll go to Debbie Boone, and for NBC, it'll be Bill Shatner taking over. But here's Debbie Boone in a pretty smooth exchange.
She's good at this. She's had prior experience in this event, as you doubtless know. And right now, Shatner's developing a lead. Letterman finally got in, and Timmy Reed takes over. He doesn't like the water either, Frank.
Immediate trouble for Timmy Reed. Meanwhile, over at the buoy. And we have in the middle Bill Shatner. He is going to make the turn first. Debbie Boone is approaching the buoy. Shatner with a fine turn, Howard.
Excellent. Excellent, and he's got good strokes. He's got his boat under control. Just a little bit of difficulty, but now under control, and he's building up a big lead over Debbie Boone. Her task, as a girl going against a man, has to be to hold together, and she's doing just that. Shatner's coming in with a big lead, but not insurmountable. There's the exchange as Brianne Leary gets in. Shatner will push her off in the water. You saw Debbie Boone getting in for her exchange right there, and Bob Urich getting in, Frank.
And meanwhile, Tim Reed is having his problems in the far lane. We'll pick him up in a moment. As we watch now as Brianne Leary has a slight lead over Bob Urich. Bob Urich nearest to you for ABC, and there's Timmy Reed.
Going out of the lane. Reed in hopeless position, but Brianne Leary now suddenly losing control of her kayak. You can see it. She's turned completely around. Bob Urich has taken over the lead. And there's Timmy Reed finally getting in, but not the way he wanted to, into the water. And there's the exchange for the CBS group. That's Patty Klaus getting in there. I wonder if she'll be able to keep control of the boat.
Brianne still with her problems, and it's a commanding lead now by Bob Urich. Bob Urich has the lead, a big lead for ABC. Brianne Leary trying to negotiate that buoy. Patty Klaus well out of it as Tim Reed has difficulties, but here comes Bob Urich, and he'll hand it over to Dave Kaplan. And Howard, we know that he's good in the kayaks.
This is Kaplan's event. It really is. He's a practitioner of the talent here. Look at him. He's got that boat under control, and he's got the quick, short strokes we've talked about. As you look at the scene panoramically, you see that Gabe is in total command of himself there. The others were just trying to complete their third legs, and ABC's group has its fourth leg underway. Look at poor Brian. She's been turned around again, and despairingly, she's pulled in by Captain Bob Conrad. And the anchorman takes over for the NBC group, and that's Bill Devane. And look at CBS, still hopeless. Patty Klaus having all kinds of trouble. Gabe Kaplan easily stroking in. The ABC group will be a sure winner, a big winner in the kayak competition. And quite clearly the look at that. The arms upflung in victory, Frank.
There was no question, and meanwhile, the race continues apace, and Dave Kaplan is congratulated by his teammate. Patty Klaus has turned it over to LeVar Burton. Bill Devane is closing for NBC.
So NBC is second, CBS third. Let's talk with the winners.
Well, Gabe, congratulations. It was your series of matchups, your tactics that produced the victory.
No, I think it was Debbie held her own against Bill Shatner, and then Bob came in and just took over, and I just coasted home. It was easy. They made it easy on me. But he had a great beginning. Great beginning.
Hatch did better than he did in the swimming as the first leg man. Debbie, Gabe made a key point. Congratulations. You did hold together against a tough opponent.
With a lopsided paddle.